Good morning, viewers, and welcome back to the Tobago Updates morning show, coming to you here live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I'm Julien, Skeete here with you this morning, and we're heading on into this segment just at around 7:10 a.m. And this morning we are speaking with Orville Dillon, and that's Director of Cruise and Ground Transportation at TTL, and we're speaking about the Tobago's tourism and cruise ship season. Good morning to you and welcome.
Good morning, sir.
All right. So as we get the conversation started, you know, I know we had a little chat just before, and you seem to have a wealth of experience in this area. Tell us a little bit in terms of, you know, how you would define the movement or that growth, you know, of this industry, tourism, the cruise ship industry, to be very specific, within the Tobago space over the years.
Well, I have about 45 years experience with cruise and with transportation also, because I started my personal business in around 1979. So that's plenty years. Okay, the cruise ship season have been grown from stage to stage, you know, because when we started, it was the small ships coming to Charlottesville and then a few coming to Scarborough. And from that, it keep growing. We have seen a lot of operators, tour operators, during that period, and right up to now, we only boil down to one tour operator. The reason for that is because as it grows, it have an overhead expense. One of the things that changed during the time was the insurance, because you must get an insurance to bring the cruise passengers to Tobago. So over the years that grew, you used to get the insurance. You used to get your own public liability insurance. And once you could have shown the cruise ship people your public liability insurance, they would have given you business. But now the insurance come directly from them, from the Florida Cruise Association. They give the insurance now, because what they are saying, when they use your insurance, if something happens, you take too long to pay. But if they do the insurance and something happens, they pay right away. So with that, the dimension changed. So, you know, we boil down to only one operator.
And in this case, the operator is the person that would normally treat with coordinating, let's say, for example, the maxi associations or transportation in terms of the tours and so on. I just want to make sure that we have it clear for the benefit of our viewers and listeners.
They will get their numbers, you know, the tours that they sell,
right,
because we don't know what tours they sell. They will sell different tours to the cruise lines.
Right.
And when they sell the tours, now then they come to us to say, well, okay, I sell a waterfall tour, I need how many buses? I sell a city tour, which is around Scarborough, they need how many buses? That's how it works.
All right. So again, now, just making sure. So when that part happens, the connection is made, is it with TTL and the THA, or the connection is made directly with these maxi taxi associations?
Directly with the associations that operates on the port.
All right. And how many do we have in the operating in the Tobago space?
We have two operating in the Tobago space. One is Transmax, and the other is Tobago Port Maxi and Taxi Federation.
Right. So prior to this situation that we had happen, you know, unfortunately, with the lack of transportation, were there the necessary stakeholder engagements and so on beforehand, planning, coordinating to make sure that all is well and all is in place? How does that occur?
Yes, they do that. The 2 days before the ship arrived, we had a stakeholders meeting to show your readiness, how much ready you are, right? One association said they are 90% ready. The other say they are 50% ready, but they can get up to at least 75% ready if we have another inspection, because the port normally inspect the vehicles that comes onto the port. So right after that meeting was on the 9th. On the 10th, they got the inspection. They inspect buses on the 10th. And on the 11th, you couldn't show.
So, in your estimation, as someone being in this industry for some time now, how would you view that kind of challenging situation?
That situation was poor on the other hand of the other association because it's not the first time that a ship come on Saturday. Earlier this year, before the close of the season in April, the 2nd of January, the 14th of January, there were ships on Saturday. And there were more people off the ships on the 2nd and the 4th, and on the 2nd and the 14th, sorry, than what came off on the 11th of November.
Very interesting. So what it appears to be coming down to is that is it that the information was not put out there beforehand? Because you're hearing a perspective coming from the association in terms of the religious commitments. Of course, you've just spoken to that because we know in the history of cruise ships is not the first time that is happening on a Saturday. So you'd have had to plan and kind of prepare in that direction. How do you relate to one of the concerns that's raised about normally or trying to augment the supply? What normally happens to ensure that there is sufficient capacity on the part of these associations to meet the obligations?
Well, the ratio there is 50-50. So, like about 2 days before, the tour operator will give you his stores. Say, okay, I need 20 buses, 30 buses. So you know you have to provide your 10 if it's 20, and they have to provide their 10. All right. So you will carry extra. You will carry extra. Extra will be there because it have the one that called the free line where anybody walk off and you could get business.
Right.
Right. So you will carry more. So everybody knows what they have to do because they will send you prior to the ship coming. The only time you get an extra is like on the day if more people turns up, then you know you have to get extra buses, and that's why you are carrying the extra.
So what then at this stage, because we know what has happened, we have heard the reasoning and the rationale being put out there. What are the implications, for Tobago in particular, or rather those possible implications? And this is only hoping that, we're able to rectify it before.
Yesterday I got what you call the schedule from the port, and they sent one to me showing me some cancellation, and about an hour after they sent another showing me more cancellation. So this out there, it damages our reputation. It damages Tobago. After you go to all these conferences, pay so much money to go to these conferences. One of the things I know, I went to a conference in Miami in April. One of the things that they said to us, please don't let a ship come to your port and you don't have the adequate transportation. Because it's not only the people who will go on the ship they cater for. They cater for tours on the ship. People buy their tours maybe a year before because they want to go on this cruise, and they plan their business, they plan their spending. So, when they get on the ship, they don't have to worry about paying for a tour. It already paid for in the package in every island they go, So they might visit the beach in St. Lucia. So they might come now, they visit the waterfall in Tobago. They wouldn't want to visit the beach in St. Lucia and visit the beach in Tobago. They do different things in different port of call. So we are fortunate to get so many people coming off. In 2019, before COVID, we only have 23 calls. After COVID, we had 42 calls. This season, we have 77 calls. So you see, it keeps climbing. So that means we are doing something good because all the time it was down there. And as I said to you, the tour operator went in COVID He was hard hit.
Yes.
And he asked us to hold on for payment. He will pay us. I said, okay, no problem. But the other association did not like that because maybe, I don't know, maybe they didn't pay their drivers or what the case might be. I don't know. But
That's the one that we were seeing in focus on the
all
TV.
the time.
Okay.
Right. So remember, this guy, the tour operator, he have to pay a platinum membership to the FCCA in order to be in business. COVID hit everybody. And that platinum membership, it costs you like 25,000 US dollars. I'm not exaggerating, that's the cost of it.
Yes.
And he have to meet that demand in order to get these ships to come. Also, you have to meet the demand of the insurance. The insurance is about $20,000. And we, the taxi operators, or we, the association, have to show a public liability insurance too. Because he must show who he's working with and if they have the adequate insurance to transport these people. Because they don't make joke. They spend a lot of money with COVID moving people. They pay out a lot of insurance because, you know, the ships were at one part of the sea and they couldn't get home, so they have to pay.
So just to be clear, have we been hearing from one association or have we been hearing from both associations? I just want to be clear. And if one, who have we been hearing from?
Well, concerning what?
No, in terms of the speaking out in the media, we saw the press conference and so on. Was that representation for both associations?
No, that was for one. Because the other one, I am also involved in Transmax, and it's only now we are saying something.
Oh, okay. In terms of putting your voice out there.
Out there.
In relation to what would have transpired. How do we, you know, from where you sit, you're an active part because you've been involved in this for a number of years from the standpoint of the Maxi Taxi Association and so on. And you're also part of the strategic direction now, you know, with, you know, looking at cruise and ground transport as a director within TTL. How do we strive to correct this? And I want to first look at, are there avenues? Is it that we now need to look at more persons getting involved in the industry, creating routes or avenues for more maxi taxi you know, owners? Let's deal with the internal component first, and then we would look external in terms of what can be done outside.
Yes, we need more buses, more people to get involved. You know, when it had the problem with the cargo star there, I met with the minister.
Right.
Asking for more transportation. The minister agreed to give us more transportation. He also asks a question. Do you all need another ban? Like, you know, we are Route 6, so we are the blue ban.
Right.
So he asks, do you all need another ban? Because I can give you all a checkered ban in Tobago.
Right.
You know, besides the blue ban. But I need you and the next president for the Maxi Taxi Association to sit and have a conversation and tell me what you all want. I met with the gentleman and I indicate to him what the minister said. He said to me, I sent the minister a letter. I said, but I have a meeting with the minister, and this is what the minister said to me. He said, we don't need the checkered ban. We need to continue with the blue ban. And we need about 20 to 25 more rights so that people can get involved. I said, okay, if that be the case, do the letter and leave it by the office, TTL office for me. To date, he never done the letter. So I have to send off my letter. And I sent off my letter saying that we agreed on adding more to the blue ban so that we can get the rights. But remember, I sent off my letter saying that. Remember what the minister said to me, he will still look for the letter from the gentleman, but he didn't do it.
So far we've had to initiate that process in terms of getting more rights to have greater access for
Yes.
the blue bands that we have here in Tobago.
Yes. And also, I asked him to give us a plate ban for tourism. So you know that this bus
It's dedicated.
dedicated to tourism.
All right. And
He
tell us,
also said yes, he will do it. You know?
all right. And tell us very quickly before we close, from the strategic point, what can be done, what has to be done now in terms of going back out there and seeking to reassure or reaffirm? I'm certain the packages and all those things that happened immediately as a response from the Secretary of Tourism and the THA was good, but I'm certain that that's not enough. What else now has to be done, even if, you know, it may not have been the case of the THA saying we do have enough, but this was an association matter, but now the THA certainly has to take a more direct involvement. How do you seek to recover out there?
Well, we have to go meet them. We have to meet with them. We have to get a team. We have to put a team together, and we have to go out there. We cannot sit here because with the damage is already made. So we have to put a team together and to go out there as soon as possible and do what we have to do.
All right, excellent. All right, we want to thank you very much for really bringing some insight and additional information here in terms of giving that perspective. Director of Cruise and Ground Transportation at TTAL, Orville Dillon. We want to thank you so much for joining us here on set this morning. And viewers, we continue to thank each and every one of you. I see we have in the mix this morning Andre McSween, Pearl Murray Beard, Renrick Job, Lisel James, and I also see Lavian Ashby Cupid on the live with us this morning. Marilyn Spence, Joe Field out there in the mix. Good morning to each and every one of you. We want to thank you so much for continuing to choose the Tobago Updates morning show and to remind you that this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.